The second edition of the virtual National Summit on CHP involved many panelists and covered different areas of interest such as policy at federal and state level, resilient communities, microgrids, and district energy technologies. David Gardiner, Executive Director at the CHP Alliance, joined us today to share the key takeaways from this 2021 CHP Summit. David, the floor is yours.
Great. Thank you, Valentina. Well, I thought we had a terrific conference. Really exciting to have 220 participants from across the United States, but also representatives from 5 countries around the world. One of the virtues, I guess, of doing things virtually. I thought, as you said, we dug into a lot of really important topics, particularly as, of course, not only the CHP industry, but the world is dealing with climate change. And as the theme of our conference implied, our focus on clean, reliable energy for resilient communities and how CHP can deliver that, we dug into those topics because I think that in a climate, as we deal with climate change, CHP has a terrific story to tell. We know it saves money, but we know also that it can deliver clean energy, both electricity and thermal energy, and help keep communities resilient. So we dug into those topics in some detail, talked in particular about the clean fuels that are coming online now, renewable natural gas and hydrogen in the future that can make CHP even cleaner than it already is. We talked about microgrids and the important role that CHP plays in delivering solar energy and helping battery storage and wind go forward in those microgrids. I thought that was really exciting. And we really dug into the resilience issue, resilience and reliability, and heard from some really important places, for example, in the state of Texas, that suffered big grid outages this past winter. But a couple of facilities, the University of Texas, the Houston Medical Center, who had really done quite well and were able to deliver reliable energy during those grid outages. And continue to deliver their services. And obviously, that's especially important in the health community.
During the event, you also announced that the CHP Alliance has recently launched the Hydrogen Working Group and that in the following months, you will publish a CHP White Paper. Can you give us a foretaste of these initiatives?
Sure. On the question of hydrogen, there's a tremendous amount of interest here in the United States focused on this. The Biden administration has recently announced through the Department of Energy an initiative to lower the price of hydrogen by 5 times by 2030. So an important indication from policymakers. There's discussions happening on Capitol Hill about how to advance hydrogen, including using things like tax credits. So we thought it was important for the CHP Alliance to sort of figure out what are we as an industry doing about hydrogen? What's our technology capable of? What about pipelines? What are they capable of doing? And we hope by the end of this year to put out a statement about the role that CHP can play in advancing hydrogen and how it can work with hydrogen. We know that for people with existing CHP systems, that there are questions about how it might convert to a fuel like hydrogen. Over time, and we hope to provide some answers on that front too. I really think that this focus on hydrogen is an important part of helping to position the combined heat and power industry as very firmly on the side of an industry that can deliver the sort of emission reductions on climate change that the scientists say are necessary, 80, 90, 100% emission reductions. We know that today already, CHP can reduce emissions substantially by being efficient. We know that, and we heard at the conference about how renewable natural gas, biogas are increasing in the marketplace today. And we heard from experts that that's likely to continue in the next decade. But we know over the longer term that hydrogen has the capacity to deliver much larger emission reductions and be available on a wider scale. On our climate change, on our white paper that we're going to put out, we're we'll really be trying to pull together a lot of the information that we discussed at the summit, as well as from other sources, to continue to make the case that CHP is a clean and reliable and inexpensive way to generate both electricity and thermal energy. We just know, and we heard at the conference, the frustrations even from people within the CHP industry about how difficult it is to educate policymakers and others about the way in which CHP can be really, really important in a climate change kind of world, both on the emission side and the delivery of reliable and resilient power and thermal energy. So our paper will outline that in more detail and in a very substantive way, and we'll have that out probably in November.